Clients are sort of not needing what an agency has to offer anymore, and it just seemed like it was the right time to sort of start my own thing and say, you know what, let me go directly to give what I can offer a client directly rather than having them go through the agency. So it all just kind of came together and just, you know, it seemed like the right time. A lot of clients don't need, you know, a huge layer of C-suite people, you know, another layer of executive so-and-sos, then the junior executive so-and-sos and the juniors, and then suddenly, you know, I joke, it's like almost like your idea has to move through this big intestine before it actually gets down to you. You know, why not just give the clients the exact same thing they were going to get from me anyway, but they just pay me for it. They don't have to pay me and 5 other people in a guy's lake house, and they don't have to buy a slide. They don't have to pay for, you know, Italian marble floor in a conference room. They don't have to pay. That stuff doesn't make an ad better. That doesn't make your idea better. It doesn't make your brand better. What makes your brand better is people who can think and know how to do it and have done it before and can come together and say, okay, this is what you need, boom, here you go. I can go back and look at the agencies that I think I've elevated the level of the work, and the clients have gotten a lot better, smarter work, and the needle has moved on stuff. I helped relaunch Texas Health Resources, and with a campaign that I think really moved the needle and made people suddenly look at healthcare advertising a little bit differently. I think I was instrumental in helping reignite breakfast all day at McDonald's. I mean, that came from the agency I was at. I led the creative on that. That did a really good job of turning the needle there, of really turning it over. There are a lot of brands that I have helped revitalize. Ice House Beer was a great one, you know, out of Miller Brewing Company. I mean, that was a brand that was kind of on its way out, and we created one of the first user-generated content campaigns and just made it wildly successful again. Cellular One was a small brand that when I was, you know, at another agency, it was kind of dying. And we jumped in and sort of just came up with funny commercials that people started liking and looking for and enjoying. And, you know, I think I can take that thinking, that big brand thinking that used to get in an agency, you don't need anymore. It's me and other guys, it's me and Juddy, it's me and directors, it's me and, you know, guys who are working together on stuff. We could just jump in and get stuff done very quickly because we're nimble. Creative is an expression of your brand that makes it stick in people's heads and makes people remember you and moves the needle. Take Geico, for instance. You know, it's just, that's what made it go from, you know, a smaller little insurance company to they're everywhere. It's creative. Those ideas matter, and it's the ideas that make your brand important to people. That's what creative is to me. A buddy of mine, David Ring, came up with the Eat More Chicken for Chick-fil-A. That's an idea. That's creative. That's an idea that just manifested itself onto a brand and turned this brand into an icon. Just because you're a challenger brand, or just because your budget isn't big enough for this agency down the street, doesn't mean you don't deserve the same kind of thinking. You don't deserve the same kind of somebody fighting in your corner. Whiskey Bacon Club is small and nimble. We can fight in ways that other agencies just can't do. It's a game you play. It's the ad budget game. It's called Touch a Suit, Lose Your Loot. It's for a reason, obviously. There's a little light bulb on the bottom, and there's layers and layers and layers of guys in suits. And if you gotta take the claw and grab the light bulb. Get the idea. But guess what? Every time you touch a suit, you lose $10,000. You start with $100,000 and see how much you have left over. I'm hoping that people will go, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, wow, if that guy can do that for him, he can do it for me. We're here to come up with creative ideas that actually change this client's business and changes the trajectory of their business, that makes their business go somewhere else, that makes people go, wow, that's what I want. Is there really anything that whiskey and bacon can't make better? I mean, you got a vessel, a glass is sitting there, it's a glass. When you pour whiskey in it, oh, it's a drink, you know? Yeah, I'll order an LT, oh great. Lettuce and tomato, thank you. Oh, we put bacon on there? Then it's a sandwich. I mean, it's a kind of a joke, but my point is those are things that are great. Whiskey and bacon solve everything.